Hello everybody and welcome. Yesterday was
Friday!
And apparently that's the time when the Kerbal Space Program 2 development team gathers for a show and tell where everybody shows off their progress. This time they gave us a 2-minute highlight reel of what has been achieved over the last weeks and months, and well, there's a lot of details in there to unpack. In addition to that, creative director Nate Simpson posted on the KSP forums to add more details surrounding that video. Of course, I had a few questions after the reveals in this video, and I managed to extract some additional information by talking to the right people. So let's dive into it. 8 new things we now know about Kerbal Space Program 2. A new planet. Look at this! It looks back, sort of. This thing here looks foreboding and weird and, yes, totally Kerbal. I love it. People were wondering if it is a planet or moon, and I can confirm to you that this is a planet, and its name is Puff. What is in the name? Well, that's up for speculation as for now, as well as what other fascinating properties it might have, or what we will be able to explore on it. Maybe some underwater challenges? Well, that's all still unknown, but it looks like interstellar exploration is going to be interesting to say the least. Puff is perfectly in line with other strange things like the binary planets Rask and Rusk we already know about. And of course the ring planet Ovin, which leads me to my next item. Rings with substance. If you are like me, you love Saturn. It's my favorite planet in the solar system, and yes, that's because of the rings. It's also the reason why I enjoy the Outer Planets mod so much, since it offers a Saturn analog with Sarnus. However, its rings are purely decorative. Nothing happens to your craft when you pass through them. Now, Ovin in Kerbal Space Program 2 is different. Its rings will have substance, as you can see in this short little sequence. Unfortunately, we do not know yet whether or not these rocks and particles will be collidable, or if they will be like the trees in the original KSP, just there to look nice. I would imagine that they are real physics objects, because I remember the developers claiming that surface features will all be collidable and therefore make exploring planets and moons more interesting. This and the fact that they want to treat every planet like their own puzzle leads me to the assumption that this will be more than just a nice backdrop for your nuclear explosion-powered spacecraft. Axial tilt. If we stick to Ovin a little bit, Nate Simpson revealed in one of his posts on the forums that axial tilt will be a thing. He was also quick to point out that the ringed planet did not rotate like in that video. That was just for demonstrating the shadows and light effects. Axial tilt is going to make aiming for specific orbits or landing zones more interesting. As we all know, our own planet Earth is tilted slightly, which is in fact the reason we have seasons, and that they differ in the northern and southern hemisphere. It is probably a stretch to assume there will be season in KSP2, but speaking of stretching, Kerbals react to external forces. There is a short sequence in the update video where we can see a Kerbal being pushed around. This is there to show us how our crew is subject to external forces during flight. It probably won't have any significant impact on gameplay, but it is a nice touch to see your crew being shaken around during some maneuvers. Let's hope this does not wake the Kraken and lead to spaghettification. But speaking of Kerbals, we have learned something else. Kerbal customization. Look at all those colorful Kerbals. We already know that players will be able to paint their vessels in colors of their choosing. This also appears to extend to the spacesuits of our crew. Whether or not they are in line with the colors of the vessel or will be individually customizable remains to be seen. My bet is on the second one. If you look closely, it appears that some Kerbals have a unibrow, but no, that is just my eyes fooling me. These Kerbals actually wear glasses or goggles of some kind with a black rim connecting the lenses. Anyway, we will get to see a lot more colors with the suits as soon as KSP2 is released, whenever that's going to be. Speaking of more, Gigantic Space Center. This is the Kerbal Space Center in KSP2. If we assume that the rocket on the launch pad is made of 2.5 meter parts, then this area is huge. Also, the vehicle assembly building is a lot bigger than the original one. If you remember that big article in PC Gamer about KSP2, there was a part where the developers revealed there will be strict size limits on how big your vehicle is allowed to be. I could confirm with my contacts that the new VIB is going to be twice as tall as the original one, so maybe even the vehicles that I come up with will fit in there. Oh, and that launch tower? Will it be in the way of a big rocket? No. Look at the ground, there are rails. It will move further back the bigger your rocket is. Yes, I was able to confirm that as well. And there is something else to note in this scene. Planetshine. It's a bit of a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing, but let's watch this a bit slowed down. The sun goes down and the scene goes dark, but then the moon comes up and it gets brighter. Yes, there will be indirect lighting and celestial bodies will reflect light from the sun. This was possible in the original KSP only with a mod called Planetshine, but it seems like the developers decided this had to be in KSP2 by default. The new game already looks great, not just the planets but also the new explosions. Very important for a Kerbal game. And adding indirect lighting will only add to that. A nice thing that was revealed by the developers, who we are coming to right now. Developers in good spirits. Despite the current global pandemic situation, it appears the team is having fun and is making progress on the game. Game designer Tom Venita's "It's Friday" shtick already got him his own 8-bit animation. And the team seems to have enjoyed Nate Robinson's office so much that at least 2 of them are using it as a backdrop for themselves. Of course, the update video was made as part of the game's marketing, so it is highly unlikely that they will show us people nodding off during lengthy video calls or heated arguments between developers. And of course, one could assume the cheerful tone of the video is also meant to reduce the fallout from that Bloomberg article on how Private Division took over development from Star Theory back around the beginning of 2020. I have my own opinions and insights on that and have made a detailed video about it, which I'm going to link in the description and the iCard function. So, dear viewers, this is how you turn a short 2-minute clip into a long-winded YouTube video. Well, not quite. We still haven't talked about the things we don't know yet. We still don't know how many new solar systems there will be. There is also nothing surrounding the multiplayer functionality. And something that concerns a lot of current KSP fans is the situation around consoles. Until now, console players had to live with a delayed update schedule and haven't received everything their PC gamer counterparts can enjoy within the game. KSP2 is aimed to be released on PC first, but I do know that the developers have kept console players in mind from day one. What this is going to mean for the update cycle is pure speculation at this point, but I am hopeful console players will be treated better come release time. Speaking of release, it is almost a year ago since Kerbal Space Program 2 announcement trailer was released on August 19th. Will there be some big anniversary news update? There is no indication for that at this point in time. But hey, we didn't expect the KSP2 trailer to come out a year ago, so let's see what will happen. Have you seen the developer show and tell video? What are your takeaways from it? Did I miss something significant? Let's talk about it in the comments or over on my Discord server, link is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel for more and follow me on my social thingies, the links are in the description. Thanks for watching, goodbye.